All right, a little something different from this Tuesday morning. Got some string instruments in there for that introduction music. Hey, this is First Alert Chief Meteorologist Steve Beylon in the First Alert Weather Center. Hope you're staying warm with all this prolonged cold air. We will get you out to a live shot from our Manitowoc sky cam where the temperature right now is 7 degrees above zero. The wind chill is 10 degrees below zero. And you can see the steam plumes there from the factories in downtown Manitowoc being blown right off to the side by that west to northwest wind at 15 miles an hour. I guess you could say it's a heat source that's being blown away from its original source. Keep in mind that that's how it works with your body heat. So as that is generated by your body, the wind picks it up and blows that away, horizontally away from you. I'm looking at the camera shot and I'm seeing a few flakes fly by the camera, but I do see clear skies. I kind of wonder if that's just some snow that's being blown off the rooftops there. Just me musing aloud. All right, so 7 in Manitowoc. That's your temperature also in Appleton and in Shawano. We're at 5 here in Green Bay to match our temperature in Marinette. Oh, that wind. It is wicked. It is out of the west and northwest around 10 to 15 miles an hour, a bit stronger up in Adair County and across the bay into Escanaba. And it is adding a wind chill factor. We've got wind chills of a dozen degrees below zero in Sturgeon Bay, Green Bay, Fond du Lac, Oshkosh, Wautoma, with the wind chills around minus 20 in north central Wisconsin. Our severe weather outlook is in the low category this morning with our wind chills in the teens below zero. We encourage people to limit their time outside with this frigid weather and dress in layers to stay warm. Try to minimize the amount of exposed skin that you have with this raw, cold air, especially if you're going to be out for more than just a few minutes. So there's the forecast for today. Sunshine mixed with some clouds in the midday and the early afternoon. A blustery day, a high of 10. Our wind chills will be staying below zero. So here's First Alert Pinpoint Predictor with our high temperature forecast. We're looking at highs in the single digits across northern Wisconsin, a 5 in Anago and also in Wausau. In the Fox Valley and towards the lakeshore, daytime highs will be in the low teens, with a high of 13 in Sheboygan, well shy of our 25-degree average high temperature for late January. Wind chills, I would say through much of the day with an earshot of minus 10. And that wind chill gets just a little colder as we go into tonight. Wind chills overnight into this time tomorrow morning in the teens below zero. All right, let's switch gears slightly and talk about our next weather maker. This Arctic air isn't going anywhere for the next few days because of the polar vortex. You probably remember hearing about that, especially when the national news media really hyped up years ago. Well, it's a thing. I think it's a bit misunderstood. As it wobbles away from us early next week, we will come out of this Arctic air. So, you see the big red L on the map across eastern Canada? That's the polar vortex. High up in the sky, which, normally swirls over the Arctic Circle. And even during the warmer months, all year round, the polar vortex is doing its thing, swirling above the Arctic Circle. Now, when the polar vortex is strong, it has a good grip of all that cold Arctic air and really doesn't want to let go of it. But when the polar vortex wobbles and weakens and drifts away from the Arctic Circle, like it is right now across eastern Wisconsin or eastern Canada, that allows that polar air to dive southward down towards Wisconsin, the Great Lakes. That's why we're dealing with such frigid air, because it's not all being pulled back by that polar vortex and its clutches up towards the Arctic Circle. As it weakens, it basically releases the grip of that Arctic air and it dives southward down towards the United States. So with that polar vortex lobe kind of wobbling to our east, we're stuck in the Arctic air for the next few days with high temperatures on either side of 10. But as this lobe of the polar vortex weakens this weekend and slides off to the east, guess what? The Arctic air starts to move out of northeast Wisconsin. In fact, as we go into early next week, we're expecting seasonable high temperatures getting back into the mid-20s. So here's a graphical form of that. You can see the below average temperatures, the colder than normal weather all the way through Friday. And then this weekend we start to head back up. 20 on Saturday, 23 on Sunday, and 26 for a high temperature on Monday. Monday, by the way, is Groundhog Day. How convenient for our little furry buddy to hibernate in his warm burrow while we walk around in this frigid cold air. And then on Monday, February 2nd, he'll just kind of be wiping the sleep from his eyes and peeking out of his burrow only to have normal temperatures. Not experiencing all the fun that we're having right now with all this Arctic air. So there's your First Alert Super 7-day forecast with wind chills 5 to 20 below today and tonight. Tomorrow, 5 to 15 below. The wind chill Thursday morning could get down to minus 20, but it's very dependent on how much clear sky we have, how much wind we have. First Alert Pinpoint Predictor has the wind chills around minus 15, minus 16 in the Fox cities early Thursday morning. Another computer model that we use, the European computer model, that brings those wind chills down into the 20s below zero. So there is a chance that Thursday morning could become a First Alert weather day. I suspect that we're going to have a couple mornings between now and the end of this work week where we have kind of a marginal case to issue First Alert weather days. So we'll have to kind of see how it goes. And then we come out of the Arctic air as we go into the weekend and early next week as that polar vortex low begins to swirl away. Arctic air is not just frigid, it is also very dry. If you're anything like me, you're constantly reaching for that lotion bottle to kind of, not have your hands and your lips all chapped. I mean, I'm going through all sorts of lip balm. You probably are as well. Arctic air, the dryness of it also helps to reduce the chance of precipitation. There might be some snow showers in northern Wisconsin on Friday as that north wind blows off of Lake Superior, so those lake flakes could fly into the north woods. As we go into Sunday night, as we come out of the Arctic air and the temperatures are tending to trend up, we may see some light accumulating snow across the area. Some light accumulations out of that. We'll keep tabs on that situation Sunday night. And whether or not it's going to impact the Monday morning drive, but that's kind of where we're at right now in our First Alert Super 7-day forecast. Look at those kids having fun, throwing snow up in the air. Kids probably should limit their time outside. They can go outside for a little bit today to play in the snow and do whatever, but try to get them inside sooner, including your pets. That way they're not spending too much time outside with those wind chills in the teens below zero. And of course, you can track temperatures and wind chills and so much more with our free WBAY First Alert Weather app. And I would say the tablet version of our app probably shows a little bit more hourly wind chill information as opposed to the phone version due to the fact that it is a wider screen and there's more space for more weather information, just as an FYI. All right. There you go. That's what you need to know about the weather. All right, so coming up in, let's see here, about 15 minutes, Aisha Morales and I will be up on Action 2 News mid-morning. Aisha's been tracking different things going on. There's been a fire in Shawano this morning. We had some traffic incidents this morning, including down in the Oshkosh area. Apparently there's been a fire over at a Starbucks, which has impacted the area down there. And then just off camera is meteorologist Nolan Kane. You doing okay?
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. Just walked in here and he's settling in and he'll be going through some of the fresh data. This is my old data that I was looking at this morning, but he'll go through some fresh stuff and he'll probably tweak the temperatures and wind chills and give you an updated forecast coming up on Action 2 News at noon and at 4 o'clock. I took that old data and I put it in the circular file because it's old data. We'll go through the new data and give that to you coming up in our newscasts. All right. Thanks for watching our First Alert live stream. Why don't we end this with a sky camera shot? Hey, Nolan, you want to call the sky camera that we close in on here? What do you want to close on?
Green Bay looks nice.
Green Bay?
Sunrise on Brown County Courthouse.
There you go. As Nolan has asked for and has now received. There you go. Green Bay sky camera shot. Looking good, Brown County Courthouse. Keep warm out there. Have a good day. Bye-bye.